Last season, we missed out on the second place and Champions League football by just 3 points. And we could have, in fact, gotten European football if we had just not drawn as many games as we did last season. This year, we've got things to make right. Things are ticked over to the next season, and we've lost an affiliate, and we can negotiate a new one. So, shall we begin? So the reason why we have been given an option to negotiate a new deal is because Stade Bucharest's link with us has been terminated with immediate effect. Apparently, Bucharest's reputation meant that it no longer was viable for us to keep them as our affiliate. So I asked if we can get a new affiliate instead. And would you believe it? I've been given the option to choose the new affiliate after I negotiated with the board to even get one in the first place. I've been here long enough that they feel that my opinion on this is valid. So let's go ahead and see who we can get. There's already quite a few teams that have turned up, and they're mostly just 2.5-star teams because we're still just a 3-star team ourselves, but the options are here and useful. The fact we are getting some teams who do look like they could be good and are in European competitions as our affiliates is useful, but what more do we want? However, the team I'm going to be choosing is MTK Budapest. Why? Well, this. Budapest have got average youth facilities and adequate junior coaching, but they got exceptional youth recruitment and good training facilities. So if we wanted to send a team out on loan to them or a player out on loan to them, we could. So it makes sense to choose this team as our new affiliate, even if some of the things that they have aren't as good as what we're hoping we can get ourselves. And yeah, this team's the one. We're going to choose them as our affiliate, and we're going to confirm this, and we're now going to go over the season preview and what is expected going forward. So we are expected to finish in 7th place. Our goalkeeper is in the Media Dream 11, and he's the only person in our team to be close to Media Dream 11 because we have to go quite far down before our next best player in Michel Najad to be in the next best player of ours. But 7th place, we're not far away now from becoming a team that generally, in the eyes of the media and just the whole of Poland, that could be quite good. The team that knocked us out of the Polish Cup last year has got promoted, so we're going to try and absolutely embarrass them as well. But the fact we're now considered the 7th best team outright is good, and it tells me that we can do some good things this year. We did, however, unfortunately lose some sponsor income, which honestly is not ideal, but what can you do? We've got at least 7 players that are considered to be close to the first team in the under 19s and second team squads, and that's good. It means we have plenty of options that we can throw into the first team if we need to reinforce our backroom staff, or at least have squad going forward, which is already a good sign. And it's 3 of them being strikers. Might be a bit concerning, but hey, it's better than nothing. At least we have 68.7 million in the bank, so that's not going anywhere anytime soon. What would you do if you had all this money to spend and all the wages you could just tinker things with? What would you do with it? I'm curious, because we can absolutely tinker that across and make it like 50 odd, 30 odd million if we needed to. What would you do with all that money? Who would you go ahead and sign, and where would you strengthen? When I show you the area of the team that needs to strengthen the most. Squad planner. There's actually 4 goalkeepers now that are considered good goalkeepers in at least 2-star, 5-star. There's actually 6 goalkeepers here, but I consider like 4 of them to be good in codability because of the 2-star codability thing. Noah is our best goalkeeper, there's no question about it. He is wanted by Slask Hanover as well, but we've got him until 2036, and we've got an optional extension by a single year as well. So if a team decides to come in and a bid gets accepted, I could just activate the clause and just get rid of the bid immediately. I am going to do that. He's also now been capped for Poland. He's got a cap. He just got the cap in between the end of the season and the beginning of this one, and it tells me that yes, we have the power now to actually have players in our team get caps for Poland, and that is important. Kamil Silka isn't getting better. He's actually had a pretty bad season last year and a 6.61. I'm starting to think he might be the weak link, and I might need to sell him. He's got 2 years left in this current deal. He's coming back next year, or at least coming back for this season. Do I sell him? I'm curious. We do have Michel Zwadsky, who Has potential. He's a third tier player though, but has potential and is a balanced personality, but is inconsistent as well. Might get a loan spell in the third tier. Well, actually, it's a second tier, but I think this team, and I'm going to check them correctly, might struggle. Yeah, the bottom. That might not be a good loan move for him if we wanted to develop and actually do well, but I don't know. It's one of those things. He's got options, and what more could I ask for? That being said, Victor Soko has actually had some development this year. It feels like he's getting better and better. He's in a second tier player now. I actually might just extend his loan with this team. I mean, it's a 6.66, yes, but he was actually improving. And they did finish in 8th place, so they actually did do quite well. I'm definitely tempted to say, do you want him again next year? I'm actually going to propose a loan extension because I think that loan spell was really good for him, and we'll see if they want him. But I think we can get him to extend the loan, and it'll be interesting to see what we can do with that. But he needs a loan spell, and I think last year the fact he was starting the game and has improved is enough for me to say, yeah, send him back again for the next season. Dominic also had a loan spell in the 3rd tier. I think it's the 3rd tier. Yeah, he wasn't in the top 2 tiers. It actually might be the 4th tier looking at that. Yeah, it's the 4th tier who's playing for. And he's not going to get much better. He's also fairly inconsistent. So another player we might need to sell. I don't know. I haven't really decided this guy yet. Then again, this guy is definitely going to be sold, I think. And he just isn't good enough, is he? That's a shame. Right back. We have a few issues, I think. And, okay, being the starter is easy to say the least. We've got a player who is a top tier player now. I wouldn't have thought that's the case, but he's one of our few teams in that division, but he's definitely a starter for us now, and that's better than nothing. Matthias Kowalski has actually had some game time this year. I definitely wanted to give him some first team football, mostly for the bench, and he wasn't that bad, actually. 7 starts, yes, but he's definitely my leading right back in the future, I think. He will be that kind of player. He's a second tier player right now. I think we can do quite well with him. And then we've got Marcin Andrzejczyk, who has done quite well. He's 26, so he's definitely a backup at this point in time. But we didn't really give him a lot of game time last year, but he's definitely a second-tier player. Doesn't like big matches, but is consistent, so he's definitely one of those players that could be better and better. Left back, it's easy to say. It's the first time that I've actually had to look at left back and say, have I got a player that's too old for the role? And 30 years of age, I don't think it's too old right now. He's still got a couple of years left in his game. He doesn't have big matches. He is consistent, very consistent, in fact. I think it's gone up from consistent to very consistent, always been very consistent. But he's definitely a player that I think might only have a few more years left in his game, like 3 more years at best. And we really need a player to come for the left back position in the next coming intakes that can get better. Even if we have a player that could be his successor right now. And that is Adamsek. Now, admittedly, hasn't got the best potential anymore. He was like 5-star at one point, but can play in both fullback positions, can play in both left back positions. He is a 3rd tier player, mind you, and can be a top flight player in the future if his potential is anything to go by. He's also consistent, so I think this guy will be the long-term successor in the left back role. We just need to give him more first team football and make sure he actually develops, because he actually did quite well last year with his 6.87 rating, despite the fact he mostly started as a substitute. Centre back role, easy to see what's happening here. I should get rid of some of these players actually, but I'm not going to. But this guy's our second best centre back right now. You can see why he's liked by me. He is very inconsistent. Like, I hate the fact he's that inconsistent, but he is good on his day. And he got a 7.07 rating last year. He's been consistently getting in the 7.0 ratings in the last couple of years, and he's definitely getting better. Smudo's his partner in crime, and I think will be the best centre-back in the team at some point in the future. I really do. The fact he almost got a 7.0 rating is great, and he is definitely the one for me that will be the long-term successor in the centre-back position, and quite good. The fact he's got a high value now, for us at least anyway, is really, really good. Christian, not a fan really of his, I'm going to be honest with you. A good second tier player, mind you, though. So he's not terrible. He just doesn't like big matches. And it's a bit too competitive for my liking, but he's got 2 years left on his deal. We do use him, most as a substitute these days. He was a starter for a while, but yeah, starts half the games, then is also on the bench. So has been decent, just not as good as I think we need right now. This guy, I'm probably going to sell. I liked this guy once upon a time. I really did. Then he just became stale and just wasn't good enough for the club anymore, which is a shame. But he was out on loan for the last 2 years. Hasn't done much. I say that. He's been in the second tier, getting decent ratings, but I just don't see him being our kind of player anymore, which is a shame. But at least we've got Petrodino, so he's good, consistent, and is a third tier player, mind you. Mostly a substitute appearance now these days, but could be good. We just need to give him more first team football and make sure he develops. But the problem is he's got 2 really good players ahead of him, so what can we do in that regards? DM, I think it's kind of obvious we've got a lot of strength in the DM position right now. I really do. YAC is the best DM we have right now. He is inconsistent but likes big matches, so it's a mixed bag of him. Good value though, and again, it's good to know we've got players on decent value at the club. Adrian is one of those players who's a good centre midfielder, but also a good DM, and could play in both roles. I've just realised that most of my players are now getting better values, and I don't know why. What's causing the values of my players to go up so suddenly? I'm wondering what the case is there. We also have Damien Adensek, who is a centre midfielder, but also DM. I think DM for this guy, and while he's only on £120 a week, how is he on so little money? I think we can definitely make sure he gets better and better. I'm actually going to give him a new deal looking at this. He's inconsistent. And yeah, he needs a new deal. And he's promising. So actually, let's make him a new deal now and go with this. He only wants £300 to £400 a week. So this is how I do things. I'm going to get rid of this. And if there's nothing in here at all, I might actually keep these in and add that in. No, I'm going to get rid of that and just up the wages to £500 a week. I can afford that. Yeah, and immediately he accepts it because it's better than what he was expecting. So immediately, 4-year deal sorted out for our team in the long run. So good. Damien Kotko was out on loan to Cittadella last year, and yeah, out on loan for half the season in Serie B. Personally, that's quite good. He is a second tier player though now, and I don't think it's going to get much better, unfortunately. Now, Alexander is also another DM who's also quite good. I also need to give him a new deal as well, looking at this, because he's only got 2 more years left in his deal. He does have an extension as well. And we're going to again do this. I'm going to offer the 1.4 grand a week because it's literally what he's asking for. He wants a loan move. I'm not going to promise that. And again, I'm just going to do this. Put that in as well. And he's happy with that. So yeah, immediately sorted that out. And we got some other players that we could talk about here as well. This guy is more of a centre midfielder than a DM. Again, probably needs a lot of contract. He's a second tier player. Was out on loan in the second tier last year as well. Twice. I recalled him on loan from his loan spell the first time because he wasn't playing the position I wanted to play him. And then he was playing in the second tier, in the second team, in the position we wanted him to be played in. So it makes sense in long run to do that. But I wanted to be playing midfielder. Apparently he's been playing the attacking midfielder by the first team. So he's actually got some decent experience here. So let's give him a new deal as well. Oh, he's only just renewed his contract, apparently. That's awkward. When did they give him a new contract? Oh, it's literally only the month. Okay, fair enough. We also got this guy who's a midfielder and don't think he's going to be much better, honestly. I might let him go at the end of this deal at the end of this season. Talk about some midfield, though. We've got a few players to talk about. Hubert is definitely one of those players. Cami Mazzala, carry box to box. Really good physicals, honestly, apart from the jumping reach because he's short. But I like him a lot. Smolak is one of those players that I am excited about. Great potential. Is an attacking midfielder first and foremost. No idea why. But I see this guy being a box-to-box for me. I really do. He's got the attributes I'm looking for here. And he's only got 2 years left in his current deal. Can I offer a new deal to you? Yes. Can I do that? Get rid of this. He's in my first... I'm using the first team. There's no stopping me. We're going to get rid of this. I love the fact I can get rid of that. And they're not asking for a lot. And... let's go with this. Can I add another year? Do this then instead. Yeah, that's how we get this deals done. So it's very quickly, very easily done. We're going to get rid of Bolak because he's not a centre midfielder. And we should really get rid of players that are not going to be using the centre midfield. Samansky we've already talked about. Adrian Wojcik we already talked about. Kotko never going to be used there. Same with you. And I think the only other person we need to talk about in this situation is Majid, who I'm probably going to sell. So there's that. So wingers, a lot of them. And somehow good potential. Portlak is a 3-star player who's a good player for this division. That says a lot how good we are in this winger position now. Even if he's been playing as an inverted winger, he's quite good. He's also got 2 years left in his current deal, so I might need to give him a new deal. Good value though. So this guy's been playing as a striker, but also can play as a winger. I don't know what I want to do with him, but He's 6'5". He's got decent attributes, can play as an inverted winger or inside forward on the line as well. I think he's got good attributes for both roles. What we do with him, I don't know, but he likes to play with the ball in the centre. So actually, maybe he is just a striker first and foremost. Gopkowski, again, one of those players who can be an inverted winger on attack. 19 years of age, good potential. And while he's inconsistent and isn't good enough for the league right now, can definitely grow and develop. Jacob is one of those players who can play on both wings and looks quite good. Actually, we'll be using him as inverted winger on the left because he's actually now a 2.5-star current ability player. Needs more years on his contract. He's only got 2 years left, as well as an extension. No, he does not have an extension. Okay, we're definitely getting a new deal. And let's do that. I keep forgetting that's a thing. How is this? I keep saying I've forgotten to give a new deal. All right, fine, whatever. We got Dominic Malinowski, who I remember him doing really well for me at the beginning of his career, and then just falling away because we just sent him out alone all the time. The fact that his potential is actually hard locked is telling me that I need to use this guy more. Have I messed up this guy's development? I might have done. I'm looking at this now, thinking I might have messed this guy's development up, but he could be it. I need to use this guy next year, I think. He's in my first team plans. Just because of the fact his potential ability is hard locked, 4.5-star kind ability. So that's good. Jacob Nowak, don't like him. Even if he's got the attributes and is naturally an inverted winger, I just don't like him. Jacob Couture, again, one of those players who could be good. I need another nose spell for him potentially. He could be better though. Left winger, Supreme, easily the best player. And is also the highest paid player at the club now, which might be damning, but he was quite good and has been quite good and has kind of taken a spot of his own. When his worst average rating is a 6.96 in the last 5 years, you kind of have to keep him around. Pietron, another inverted winger on the left, who has potential, is only 18. I'm going to use him. Strikers, we've got a few of those. But yes, strikers. Robert Kurowski has been the player that I put a lot of my hopes on in the past couple of years. Last 2 years has kind of let me down a little bit, and I'm getting frustrated by him. His average rating in the league in the last few years has just been disappointing. He's only had, 2 years where he's had above a 7.0 average rating, which, quite frankly, is disappointing. However, just since he last year proved he could be trusted, and I should probably have been giving him more time on the pitch. He's almost got double the amount of goals he's ever gotten in his best ever spell for us. 16 goals in the league, 27 goals in all competitions. He might be my leading striker this year, despite the fact that Kurowski is probably better in overall rating. So, yeah, this is slightly awkward. But yes, that's a problem we need to think about for another time. Hopefully, all the players we have are going to be good enough for us to get into top 5, even if the board only want a top half finish and to get to the quarterfinals of the Porsche Podcast. So, yeah, this is going to be slightly awkward. My contract also expires at the end of the season. I should be safe, and I should get a new contract, but you never know what happens in this game. Things can go against you very, very quickly. But what I am going to do is end this here. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys like and share this video, and that you'll subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a lot. Where do you think we'll finish this season? How far do you think we'll get in the cup? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on that down below. But either way, until next time, goodbye, and well, good night.